So the topic that I'm going to be talking about in this video is pick me and what it is to me, and actually how it's really defined if you Google it. And I try to stray away from these type of topics because things even remotely related to the gender war annoy me. It used to be my pleasure to participate in these conversations like 5 or 6 years ago. But over the last 2 years or so, I've been trying to stray away from them because I don't feel like they are really moving us forward. I feel like they are, and some men and women are getting comfortable inside of those gender wars, and they're keeping us from being together in the way that we would like to be together. So that's why I try to stray away from them. But since this one particular thing keeps coming up for me, it's been coming up for me almost daily over the past week or so, I feel like I want to go ahead and talk about it. I guess the cat is out of the bag. I'm not here only to be encouraging and record an encouraging message or talk about what I learned. Well, I guess this still would be along the lines of what I've been learning and patterns that I'm recognizing, but just kind of in the vein that I try to stay away from. But anyway, so there was a post where this girl made a video and she was talking about how if her man asks her to do something or advises her on something, she's going to listen to her man. Now, it was my bad because I only listened to the first portion of that video. And for the next 2 minutes, she does go into bashing women or kind of being disrespectful towards women. But in the first part of it, she's only talking about the things that she would, do in respect for her man. So I agree with that part. I'm like, okay. And the title of the video said, the women are going to call me a pick me or something to that effect. And that's why I responded with my comment of saying, the things that you describe do not sound like pick me behavior. Again, my bad for not listening to the full 3-minute video before commenting. But what you've described is someone who respects her man. And I noticed that comment got a lot of attention, especially from men. And I don't even think to this day, not one woman interacted with the comment. So I was like, this is unusual. Usually men don't agree with what I'm saying. So it got to be something that I missed, which is what prompted me to go back and watch the full video. So the comment, men were coming in under there and saying they will define her as a pick me based off this. So I was like, And based off only on my comment, so maybe now I'm understanding that they probably responded to my comment with, the whole video. They listened to the whole video. So they responded with the whole video, referencing the whole video. And I only referenced part of it. But I was like, okay, now I see women probably would call her a pick me based off this video not because of the first half, not people who really understand what a pick me is, but for the second half, yeah, they probably would, define her as a pick me because you are bashing women. And to me, any woman that has to bash women to appease men is a pick me, because now you're not only going against other women, you're essentially going against yourself because you are a woman. But anyway, I'm gonna come back to that. So here's to me what a pick me is not, other than someone who's just simply advocating for the respect of a man. I feel like a woman who's advocating for the respect of a man is not a pick me. Men deserve respect too, just like women. It's a basic human thing to give one another respect. So anybody calling someone a pick me simply because they feel like men should be respected don't understand what a pick me is. A pick me is not someone that wants a partner. A pick me is not someone who values men. A pick me is not someone who enjoys being chosen, because let's be real, wanting to be picked in and of itself there's nothing wrong with that, because eventually most of us, anybody who wants a partner, anybody who wants to be coupled wants to be picked. So wanting to be picked in and of itself, there's nothing wrong with that. To me, it's all about how you go about doing it. And a woman who has traditional values is not a pick me. A woman who expresses a differencing of opinion from another woman is not even a pick me. All women are not going to agree on everything, and that is not something that makes a woman a pick me. So back to what I was saying before. To me, what makes a woman a pick me is someone who feels like she has to bashes, disrespects, downgrades, feels superior to other women just for the appeasement of a man, just to appease a man. A woman who essentially disrespects herself and her basic needs just to be chosen. A woman who is performative and doesn't show up as her authentic self because she feels like showing up as who she really is will not get her chosen by a man. A woman who betrays herself, a woman who abandons herself just to be chosen by a man, a woman who changes her core values and beliefs just so she can be chosen by a man. That is what a pick-me is to me. And maybe there's some I'm pretty sure there might be some nuance there with the things that I just named. But overall, and mostly for me, any woman who feels like she has to disrespect another woman to be chosen is the main thing for me. I will never, even though I feel like it's very, and it is, and it's not just something that I feel, but I just want to go back. I just want to clear that up. It is important to respect men. Even though I know that to be true, that it is important to respect men, basic human thing. I personally will never disrespect other women in order to do it. You can do both. I really feel like you can do both. You can respect women while advocating for the respect of men. And also, I believe it's very telling that for men who enjoy seeing women bash each other in their honor, that says a lot about that type of man. And that is not the type of man that I want to keep company with, or that I feel I feel like men like that are not safe. Any man who enjoys, like, get aroused or sit back, like feeling vindictive, some sense of vindictiveness about seeing other women disrespect each other for their honor, to me, that's not an honorable man. It's very telling. It's very telling. I feel, and that's another topic for another day. But, and I know it's this page, this page that's labeled the Queen of Accountability. And in her description for her page, like a kind of about me section, whatever, she says, I hold all people accountable. But if you scroll down her page, and you can go for minutes and minutes and minutes, months and months and months of content on her page, I'm gonna say rarely, just to give her the benefit of the doubt, you know. But personally, I have not seen where she has ever held a man accountable for anything. And then, even in her holding women accountable, to me, it's not real accountability what she's doing. Anytime you are being ridiculously harsh with somebody in the attempt to get them to shame themselves for something, that's not what real accountability is. Especially if you actually want people to hold themselves accountable in a way where there is real helpful change. And being harsh and leading people into shaming themselves or making someone wrong about something versus educating them about something or showing them a different way to think, be, and do something is not real accountability. But anyway, I'll go deeper into this another time. Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I try to stay away from stuff like this. But if I ever feel led to talk about it, I am going to talk about it. But I'll leave this here for now. But I would like to end this, bring it back with saying, I am someone who believes that you can respect women while also advocating for the respect of men. And wanting to be picked in and of itself is not what makes a woman a pick-me, because anyone who wants to be coupled essentially wants to be picked. So there's nothing wrong with that. And I hope, God, I hope in 2026, we stop defining a pick-me as a woman who is simply advocating for the respect of men. And so we can really call out real pick-me, the bad behavior of a real pick-me, and hopefully, get the women to see the ones who feel like they have to disrespect other women in order to do that. Get them to see that they don't have to do that. Give them a different perspective, a more helpful one. That's it. And I don't think I state who I am enough, so I'll also sign off by saying my name is Latrice, and for the most part on this channel, I'll be here naming things that I have learned, patterns that I have recognized, and things that I am changing to move forward, and also in hopes that maybe there's something here to help you feel seen as I talk about my journey with things. But yeah, so I'll see you all tomorrow in the next video.